Hey, stop.
Classic
Okay.
cat. Classic
Mhm.
cat.
Once in the room that he can't get in, once out of the room that he can't get out.
Yep. Sounds about right.
Let's see. Let me turn my phone on vibrate so we don't get any interruptions there. All right, let me let this cat out.
Okay.
All right. Tell me when you're ready to hit record.
Okay, I'm ready to hit record.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Record. Oh. Yeah. I gotta change this here.
Okay. Start over.
Well, you don't have to.
Well, I done stopped it now.
Okay.
My computer's being extra loud today too for some reason.
You mean like the fan?
Yeah, the fan. It's really
Well,
well, the Synth Fast and the Furious. Let me see what happens if I put this up on a box. See if that gets rid of some of that. All right, I'm ready to hit record again.
all right. 3, 2, 1. Record. Testing.
Testing. Problem solved. That got rid of the fan. There must have been like vibration or something.
Good, good, good. Good vibrations.
Remember the song I came up with? Titrations?
Titrations.
Yeah.
Oh, and you know, I get to hear about titrations all the time still, so it always comes up in my head when we talk about it.
It's good. I'd just leave you with it, just a little something.
Yeah. All right. Whenever you are ready.
Okay, let me finish this here.
Yeah, no.
Going back in.
I heard him. He's like right outside the door.
It's like a horror movie. Okay, I'm ready. Hey, Justin.
What's up, man?
Not much. Just been watching a bunch of '80s action movies lately.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, which one's your favorite?
Probably original Rambo.
You think
Rambo.
original Rambo? Mm-hmm.
Rambo 1. Yeah.
And there's so many good ones. Rambo is always going to be up there, but I like Schwarzenegger better.
Yeah. Well, see, I go back and forth. At this very moment, is probably the original Rambo, but you never know. Next week, it could be something else.
Predator's pretty good.
Yeah, Predator's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a ton. There's a ton of good ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Schwarzenegger might be like my favorite. He's not like my favorite actor because I mean, you know, he's a good actor, but he's not my favorite actor. But he's maybe my favorite person. I really like Arnold Schwarzenegger as a person.
You like him as a person, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We know each other really well.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, hey, you know,
Didn't he do a movie? Didn't he do a movie with Tom Arnold at some point?
Man,
Seems like there's a movie with Tom Arnold. We're gonna have to look that up while the
I
show's
want
going.
to. I want to say yes, but I'm not 100% on that. The reason I've been watching '80s movies, okay, is because we're going to do the game Heavy Barrel.
Oh man!
Instead of playing Heavy Barrel, I just watched a bunch of '80s movies.
Right.
I figured that would prepare me for the show pretty good there.
Well, judging by the cover of this game, which we'll talk about later in detail, that would have prepared you very well. Yes.
True Lies.
Oh yeah, Tom Arnold's in True Lies. Okay.
Tom Arnold and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay, good.
Or as I like to call the team up, the Tom Schwarzenegger.
Love it.
Just
Love
cut
it.
out the Arnold out of both their names.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you want to do some history?
Before we do some history, can I give some Patreon shout outs and just
Sure.
general shout
We
outs?
should do that. We should do that.
And we forgot to give away American Gladiator. Speaking of Patreon, we forgot to give away American Gladiators last time.
Okay.
We do have a copy of that to give away still.
Mhm.
So, anyways, I may not shout everybody out that gave us Patreon because we've shouted everybody out before, but I would like to shout out just a smattering of people, people who also have podcasts and things like that. Joe Copel, Dude Joe with his name of his podcast that we always get wrong,
Radical Retro Roundup.
Yeah, Radical Retro. Thank you. Radical Retro Roundup. Go check that one out. Dude George and his Master System Masterpieces, which is, I don't know if you can figure out what that show's about or not, but I think it's about the Sega Master System.
No.
It's not.
No.
It's about like Renaissance art.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wasn't there a PBS show like Masterpieces Hour or something?
There's that show that's got the guy with the goatee and the glasses.
Oh yeah.
It's on PBS. It has some
Theater.
Masterpiece Theater. Yeah. That's
Mhm. Yeah.
Is that what you're thinking of?
I guess so. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, speaking of PBS, okay, I've been really into Saturday nights on PBS, Austin City Limits.
Oh yeah. What is that about?
It's a free concert every Saturday night.
Oh yeah.
Turn it on PBS and you get a free concert.
What kind of concerts?
It's just a little bit of everything. I think maybe not last week, but the week before last, they had Queens of the Stone Age. And then before that, they had Nine Inch Nails.
Wow. That's surprising for PBS.
Yeah, they have all kinds of weird stuff. I mean, then sometimes they just have like blues. I mean, it's just, you never really know what you're going to get. You get country. I think they had Eric Church on there one time.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty much every Saturday night.
Wish I knew who Eric Church was.
I
don't know any new country.
He's country. Well, you knew he was new country, so there you go.
Yeah. Like Luke Bryan.
Yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you a song that he does.
I couldn't either.
But just a couple weeks ago, we had Metallica performing on Lollapalooza.
That was pretty sweet.
On streaming. That was pretty cool.
I did not know about the Red Bull TV thing. That's pretty nice.
It's a pretty cool channel if you like kind of like extreme sports.
Extreme.
Yeah, very extreme.
It's all very, very extreme.
It's very extreme. But yeah, if you like that kind of stuff, there's some cool stuff on there. Mountain biking, stuff like that.
And is it 24/7? I guess it is.
I don't know. You can go on their website and pretty much just watch anything, I guess, at any time on demand. But
nice. All supported by Red Bull, right?
Yeah.
Which means my wife supports it because she is a huge Red Bull drinker. And
really?
So therefore, I'd feel okay with watching their free TV because it's not free for us.
Yeah. I like Red Bulls every now and then, but I've gotten on these new things, these V8 Fusion energy drinks. Have you seen them?
So like vegetable juice?
No, it's like the fruit version. It's not the vegetable juice version of V8. They're really good. And like they're a good, I guess, alternative if you didn't want to do like the carbonated drinks.
I do the Monsters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm the Monsters.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to cut them out completely though, because went to the doctor yesterday. The blood pressure was not good, so yeah.
Oh, they raise your blood pressure?
Well, caffeine.
Oh, I got you. Well, let me tell you this, and since we're on the giant tangent, anyways, a couple years ago, I was really into the energy drinks. Monster used to have what's called like a 2X. It's like a Monster 2X. It had twice the amount of caffeine as a normal drink. I was drinking those at least one a day, probably for about 3 months, and then I got a kidney stone. So I'm pretty sure that was because of that.
Yeah, sodas are bad for precipitating kidney stones.
Yeah. So I quit those and went back to the 1X, and haven't had a kidney stone in the last 2 years. So, knock on wood. I won't knock on the wood because you could hear it, but what the heck? There you go.
Yeah. It's interesting. Yeah. That and plus we live in the kidney stone belt.
We do.
No, really.
It's
like
the Bible Belt and the kidney stone belt.
No, really, like the southeast area is notorious for kidney stones, and is actually physicians who are trained elsewhere in the country don't even see kidney stones that much. And then you come here and you say you work in an emergency room, you see several kidney stones a day. I mean, they're super common here, and the reasons they don't really know. They're kind of elusive. Well, could be diet is probably the big thing. We are the obesity belt as well, but
it's a big belt.
Yeah, we got a lot of belts. It's we keep having to loosen that belt. But no, really, like people seriously, like I talk to physicians that come up from like Northeast, like come from New York, and then they come down here, and they are utterly shocked at how many kidney stones they treat compared to up there. Anyway, maybe we should actually talk about the game since that's what this.
Well, I got more shout outs.
Hang on. Go ahead.
We got
more shout outs and more tangents.
Yeah, Outcast dude, who has been one of our biggest Patreon supporters. So I can't say enough about him. He's got a cool show called the Hunnick Outcast. It's a little different. It's probably not what you expect when you listen to it. So
yeah,
listen to that one. Brian Keating has a blog, the Grand Emperor's Retro Video Game Blog. So that's a mouthful, but he's supporting us, and he also wrote one of his blog posts about us. So how about that?
There you go.
The SNES podcast, dude Greg.
Polander there.
Yeah. And dude Tim, haven't talked about him in a while. Haven't actually talked to him that much in a while. I think he went on a hiatus or something.
He went on some like awesome family vacation. I don't know if you noticed that on Facebook, but he was doing like a bunch of cool stuff.
I know he came to Tennessee, Gatlinburg.
Did you go see him?
No, but that was part of his vacation. Probably should have. That would have been cool. But
he did a lot of cool stuff. I don't know what dude Tim does for a living.
He's apparently rich.
Yeah, apparently does fairly well for himself.
Yeah. I mean, he can go on these grand vacations, and he can support us on Patreon both. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, he's like a tech guy or something. I don't know.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. I mean, he has 2 podcasts where nerd is in the title. So he has to be some kind of a tech guy, right?
A nerd.
Yeah. I mean, he has to be a nerd. I'm trying to say he's a nerd. He's got 2 podcasts, Comic Nerds Unite and Star Wars Nerds Unite.
I don't think we can cast many stones, though.
Yeah, well. Hey, ours is 2 dudes in an S, not 2 nerds in an S. We're dudes, not nerds.
Speaking of, since we're just shouting out several people here, this is maybe not. I don't know if he's a Patreon supporter or not. Nick Stevens,
he's not. I think he's actually one of those people that probably calls us sellouts for for doing it. Yeah.
Well, we were talking about Facebook, and I saw on his Facebook he went to some kind of Comic-Con recently, and he had a picture with Brutus the Beefcake Barber.
Yeah, I don't know who that is, but
he's a wrestler, like from old school wrestler. And I don't really know much about him as a wrestler. Sorry, Rob Luther, but I just know he has like the coolest name ever, the Beefcake Barber.
Yeah, I like it. He still looks like quite the beefcake too. I might add.
Yeah. And he doesn't really carry like scissors. He carries like hedge trimmers. But
well, yeah, I mean, he's cutting wrestlers' hair, right? I assume he's cutting the other wrestlers' hair, and their hair is probably pretty stiff.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, Nick Stevens is on Genesis Gems, so we'll go ahead and shout that out, I guess.
Right. And Rob Luther does a variety of things.
Rob Luther, he just does a smattering of things,
Mhm.
here and there. He and Landon have started back up the Super Show, but in a completely different format called Winging It.
Maybe I like that name for our podcast.
Hmm.
Kind of like what we're doing today. We're just kind of winging it.
Yeah, we're just gonna wing it. Spoiler alert: we didn't even play the game. I'm just kidding. I did play the game.
Yeah. But anyway.
Okay. Well, let me get one more, and then we'll give away American Gladiators after that. All right. Insert Coin Toys. I don't know a lot about these guys, but they're a podcast. I haven't listened to it yet, and they may also sell toys and games. I'm not sure. So I apologize to you guys, Insert Coin Toys, that I didn't do more research about you. I plan on listening to your podcast, and for some reason, I have this vision in my head of you guys selling toys. I don't know why. You probably don't, but I just get this feeling from you.
Insert Coin Toys.
Yeah, Insert Coin Toys.
It's just it's a classic arcade video game podcast.
I knew it was a podcast. Yeah. I don't know why
I don't
also
think they sell
associate
anything.
Okay. Well, they should start because I'd probably buy something from them.
They do videos, but doesn't look like they're selling anything.
Okay. Yeah. So botch that one. All right.
Wait a minute. Maybe they do.
See what I mean? Okay. Insert Coin Toys. Can you please let us know? Do you or do you not sell stuff?
No, I think they just do podcasts, but they can correct us if we're wrong.
Do you sell your podcast?
They do. They are on Patreon, so you can go support them.
Okay, yeah. So go support them on Patreon too. After listen to them first, and then see if you like them.
Well, this is rounding support they're getting from us here. But,
Hey, I promise that I will listen to them, and I'll come back to you and let you know if you should support them on Patreon.
Yeah,
okay. It's on my list. I have a list of podcasts that I'm supposed to listen to. It's about 4 pages long. So
nice.
Okay, let's give away American Gladiators. Can I get a drum roll, please? That sounds like a weed whacker crossed with a doorbell.
Purr. With a cat purr.
With a little cat purr.
Do you know that cheetahs purr?
Oh, I assume all cats purr.
No, there's difference. Okay, there's apparently a big difference between there are cats that roar like lions and cats that purr like a house cat or a cheetah. So but no cat roars and purrs. They have to do one or the other.
What about the meow? How many cats meow?
I don't know.
That would be really weird to see a cheetah meow.
Meow. You just see like this scary cheetah. But no, if you go on like Facebook, or not Facebook, YouTube, and just type in cheetah purring, there's like a lot of videos. Like there's just like cheetah laying there and they're just like purring. They're really loud too.
Huh. That's interesting.
Okay. Anyway,
the winner of the American Gladiators cart is Bob Sestodio.
All right.
I probably butchered your name, Bob, but congratulations. If you send me or Justin an email, Justin or I an email at it's either Dude Michael or Dude Justin at nesdudes.com. Send us your address, and we will get that game out to you. And if you're like Peter Panda and you want us to sign it, we can sign it. But we don't have to sign it. We don't have to sign it. But if you want it, we'll do it.
You don't want to sorry the cartridge with that.
Right. Okay. I guess we can do some history now.
When are we going to give Heavy Barrel out?
We'll give it away at the end.
Okay. All right.
Don't want to, I can't think of the right family-friendly terminology, but we don't want to blow everything away all at once.
Okay. All right. So history. So there were not a lot of history on this game. I do have to say that this game was published by Data East. We talked about a few Data East games in the past. And the interesting thing about the people that created this game is I can't really find that they did anything else outside of this game. So this game was obviously a port alpha of the arcade, and there, other than the arcade being what looks like graphically better, looked very similar from what I could tell. And but anyway, the director of this game, Koji Kawada, I believe is his name. Designer is Koji Akabayashi. Akabayashi. I like that name. But the one
I'm about to get struck by lightning over here.
Is that thunder?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. And the composers of the game, one of them, Azusa Hara, we have talked about before because he did the composing for Bad Dudes. Yeah, exactly. Right. And those of you that are just listening, Michael just did like a fist bump thing.
Yeah. It was a fist pump while I took a drink of water. Otherwise, I would have said something.
Right. So the same guy did that game and this game. And we'll talk about it in the gameplay. I thought the music was done very well on this game. Anyway, so this was originally an arcade game. It was ported first to Apple II and DOS. So it was ported to the computer first. And then the NES version was developed by Sakata SAS and published by Data East in North America and Japan in 1990. Mark Erickson, which I got to give him a big hand because he was the artist who produced the packaging for Data East's Heavy Barrel NES release, and he did that in 1989. Now, Heavy Barrel was contracted to be ported to the Commodore 64 by a company called Financial Accounting and Computer Software.
I'm gonna have to pause. Sorry.
Okay.
Hello. 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 You there? All right. Sorry about that.
Oh, you're fine. Okay, I'll start over with that Commodore 64 comment. So it was in 1989, it was contracted to be ported to the Commodore 64 by a company called Financial Accounting and Computer Software. And I really like that name because we both do financial, we'll do your taxes.
Nice.
Which was a Michigan company, but the development company folded before it could be finished. So it never actually made it to the Commodore 64. Surprised that a company with that wide of an array of things that they could do went under. You'd think,
yeah, I think it's a case of spreading themselves a little too thin.
I think it was like two guys that were probably like best friends. One was like an accountant, and one was like a computer engineer, and they really wanted to work together. They couldn't like figure out how to do it, so they just like, well, we'll just start a company where we both just do our own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that, just starting a game company where the accountant could do the accounting for the game company. Right. that makes too much sense.
Right. And in February 2010, Majesco Entertainment brought the port of it to the Wii as part of the Data East Arcade Classics disc. Sounds like a pretty cool game.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of Wii, I've been laying the groundwork to try to get Leah interested in the Wii U. So
how have you been laying this
we're
groundwork?
working it. Well, we went to a birthday party recently,
Uh-huh.
and it was a girl that was on her softball team, and she got a Wii U. So I really was like, oh man, look at that! Isn't that a great gift? Isn't that cool? You know, so trying to lay the groundwork.
Now you got to get her like sleepovers and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
get her hanging
But
out with this girl.
Majesco Entertainment has done a lot of ports, including a Buena's Blob for the Wii. So
That's cool. Yeah.
anyway, so Michael, did you have this game? Did you go on a big quest to get this game?
I did not have this game. I had actually never heard of this game for some reason prior to. I forgot to say this one was a Patreon pick too, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Jim Elliott. I had not heard about it until Jim asked us to do it. So, thank you, Jim, for mentioning this game. I had never heard of it, and so I did not have it. Obviously, I went on a quest to get it for you and for I.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have 2 copies to give away this time, I think, unless Justin's going to hold on to his.
No, I can give it away.
Yeah, so we actually have 2 copies
to the fan.
So that's pretty simple quest. I think I can't remember if I got it off eBay or Amazon, but one of the 2 places we got it from there. We got 2 copies of it, and there you go.
I do have some bad news though.
You broke it.
So no, I thought it did, but I think it's even worse. So I'd played it a couple times over the past couple of weeks. Well, more than a couple of times, because we've been kind of dancing around doing this recording. We've kind of said, "Oh, we'll do it this week, do it that week,"
Yeah.
And so I've been playing it here and there. And so last night I was like, I'm going to play it one more time before tomorrow for the recording. And I sat down and I put it in, and it kept bringing up the purple screen. I was like, well, maybe this game has bit it. But then I went and tried some other games that I knew worked, and I'm still getting the purple screen. I never got a game to work. So
it's maybe the NES that's bit it.
Yeah, I don't know. Just got to do some investigating on this.
It probably just needs to get cleaning.
Yeah. So anyway, maybe Joe Copel put something up. He was last night. He was boiling something. I don't know if you've seen it yet.
Mm-hmm.
And then
you can boil the pins inside your NES.
Yeah.
And supposedly that cleans them off enough to where the games work again.
Yeah. I didn't know if that's what he was doing or if he was doing some kind of witchcraft stew to make his NES work.
Yeah. Maybe that's what he's doing.
Okay, so go ahead and talk about this game.
Yeah, please. Let's now that we're halfway through the show.
Yeah, 30 minutes in.
Let's talk about it. How about we start with bum bum ba-dum.
I've been looking forward to this manual.
The manual.
Something tells me this manual is going to be fairly epic.
You think?
I'm thinking.
Okay. Well, let's check it out. Let's zoom in.
I don't see anything. I got a black screen.
You have a black screen?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I see stuff.
Well, you may just have to read it to me on this one.
How about now?
Still black.
Okay. Well, I'll just read it then.
Yeah, just read it.
Okay. Mission objective. The impossible and unthinkable has happened.
Oh, yes.
Terrorists have seized the underground control complex of a nuclear missile site. It's up to you to infiltrate the installation and eliminate the leader of the terrorist army before they can launch the missiles. You won't find the job an easy one. The formidable defenses of the subterranean fortress, powerful tanks, treacherous waterways, narrow bridges, are now in the hands of terrorists. And if that isn't bad enough, the only weapon that gives you a chance against the terrorist, heavy barrel, is inside the installation itself. I want to stop here for just 1 second. The subterranean fortress, its formidable defenses, things that, other than the powerful tanks, are not really things that the terrorists have any control over. Waterways and narrow bridges.
Yeah. That is true. That is true.
They can't really do anything with it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, you have one bit of luck on your side. The terrorists don't know that the heavy barrel exists. Just before the fortress fell, a clever technician took the gun apart, locked the pieces in 6 different storage lockers, and scattered the keys throughout the fortress. Once you've battled your way inside, you have to find the keys and reassemble the gun. Brute force alone won't defeat the terrorists. It'll take strategy and resourcefulness. This isn't a job for just anyone. That's why you're here.
That last sentence I really doubt, because it seems like brute force will not be the only thing. You need some strategy. Actually, I think this game pretty much is just brute force.
Isn't that the essence of the heavy barrel?
Just brute force.
It is brute force.
Well, so they couldn't find the heavy barrel, but they found the keys because you got to kill the terrorists to get the keys.
Right. But
They didn't know what the keys were for.
Even though they're all interchangeable with all the storage lockers, they could not figure out how to make it work.
Yeah, no specific key really works with anything. It just, Okay. Go ahead.
That's pretty much the best part of the manual.
And this is what's funny about this game is this is like terrorist. They used the terrorist term really before terrorist was like a common thought in America. Like, I mean, let's be honest. In like the in 1990, would everybody have really known what a terrorist was? Like now, terrorist is just used all the time.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess they would. Some people would have. Adults would have, right?
Yeah.
I mean, when did the first World Trade Center thing happen? That was like in the late 80s, wasn't it?
I think it was mid 90s.
Oh, maybe it was mid 90s. I don't know. I was a kid, so I don't remember.
Well, maybe my point is not a good point, but let's see.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's definitely more terrorist activity now than there was then. So this game is more relevant today than it was when it was made, probably. Although there were lots of terrorists in the movies.
Mm-hmm. 1993 was the first World Trade Center bombing.
Okay.
So, anyway, what did you think about this game? They drop you in from the jet.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Honestly, it was fun, and it was a lot of fun, but it just seemed like every other game that's like this. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you the problem with these games. These games that are ported to the arcade, from the arcade, or a lot of them, not all of them, is they're fun in an arcade setting because you're there for a short period of time. And even if it's a little repetitive, it's okay because, that's kind of the point of an arcade game. It's just kind of run and gun fun for a short period of time. When you port those to a gaming system, it gets kind of boring in its repetitiveness. And I'm not to say that I got bored with this game, because I didn't. And I actually, my overall view of this game is positive, but it is very repetitive at times. It's just really you're doing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, the one saving grace really is the heavy barrel, though. I think that's pretty cool. Like if you can assemble the parts and make the heavy barrel, that's pretty. I mean, that's what sets it apart a little bit, because that is pretty fun once you get the heavy barrel assembled. Doesn't last very long, but
right. But it's got a lot of elements that are really similar to other games, like you said. You got different weapons. You got just the 1-shot rifle, then you got the 5-shot rifle, the flamethrower, which was one of my favorites.
Flamethrower is pretty sweet. I like the flamethrower. It can take out a helicopter like nobody's business.
Yeah. Or a tank. Could take out a tank. Who knew that a flamethrower could take it out of a tank?
Well, in heavy barrel, it can.
Yeah. hmm But I so the flamethrower is probably one of my favorites. Then you get the grenades and the force field like structure that you get.
Hmm.
I don't really know what that would be called. You know,
I've already
you know what I'm
closed the
talking about.
manual. Yeah,
Okay.
I know what you're talking about. But I've already
So,
closed the manual, so I don't know what it's called.
but it does have a lot of cool elements. But
I
like I
mean,
said,
it's. I guess. I mean, take a game like Commando, which is
hmm
one of the games I really like on the
hmm
NES. This game is just like Commando, but they add things to it, like the heavy barrel. It's got different weapons. I like the fact that there's a limited number of uses on the weapons. I think that's
hmm
an interesting approach because most games like this, you have it until you get hit, or you have it
right.
until you die. This game, you have it until you run out of bullets, basically.
hmm We've been doing a lot of top-down games recently.
We
Seems like,
have, we have, yeah.
um, and I'm not
Mm.
a never really been a huge fan of the top-down approach. We've talked about that, which, but I like this one. At times, it almost seemed like it wasn't top-down. Like it almost seemed like a 2D side scroller at times, and there are elements where it does feel like a 2D side scroller.
Yeah. What did you think of the way that the camera moved? I thought it felt a little weird to me because it
Yeah.
moves with you as you move, but it also kind of moves before you move a little bit.
hmm
It's almost a mix between moving with your character and like the Dino Ricky game that we played where it's always moving.
Yeah, it is weird. It's maybe a little annoying at times too, but it didn't take away from the game. I don't think,
Yeah.
nor did it really add. So
No. It just seemed a little odd to me for some
yeah,
reason. I just found it a little odd.
yeah. No, one thing I will say about it is it really kind of just throws you into the game pretty quick. I mean, from the minute you hit the ground, there's no real warm up that I felt. It's like the
Oh no,
difficulty of
yeah.
the game was pretty much from start to finish the same, and you have a lot of elements coming at you at once, um, and it's from the get go. Like I think like the first time you hit the ground, there's like five enemies there that you have to kill, and it's
Yeah.
it's pretty rapid fire, which is fun, and it's something that you see a lot in arcade games too, which is a direct port here.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to. I'm not gonna try to bottom line this right off the bat, but the bottom line to me is this is fun,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like I don't know. I'll wait and save the bulk of my bottom line here for the end. But let's. What about the graphics of the game?
I thought the graphics were good. Comparing them to the arcade, obviously they're not as good. But I felt like the graphics they weren't outstanding, but they were pretty good.
Yeah,
The
compared
level,
to other NES games, they're actually pretty good too.
yeah, yeah. Um, the level designs I liked, except for the second level, and then it repeats itself again at another level. I don't remember. I don't think it's level 5, but the elevator level
Yeah, I don't like the elevator. I
wasn't
hate
a big fan of
elevators
that.
level. I never like elevator
Well,
levels.
they're kind of boring. They just kind of because there's a lot of waiting until you get to something.
There's my dog.
Teeter didn't like the elevator level either.
No, Teeter does not like the elevator level. Hold on just one
Teeter.
second.
Okay.
All right. Sorry
Okay.
about that.
I don't remember what we were talking about.
I felt like we were talking about elevators.
Yeah, we were talking
'Cause
about the elevator.
Teeter came in. She didn't like elevators.
Right.
So yeah, I'm not a big fan of the elevator levels on any game really, but this one just compounded on top of that. I'm not on the same page as you with the levels. I thought that the whole game felt a little bit repetitive as far as the level design goes. I think it was just because you're going into this underground base and it's just kind of all underground and base like, metal grates on the floor all the time. And I would have liked to have seen a little bit more variety myself.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of variety. I think part of that, again, I haven't played the arcade version, but I'm going to suspect this is because it's a direct port from the arcade. And like I said earlier, when it's, I don't know what just happened outside the door, but something about a cat.
The usual.
Yeah, the usual. But anyway, I agree with you on that. So,
what about the sound and the music? Now, this is something I really did like.
The music was awesome.
Yeah, it was.
And sans the unfortunate level, I actually like the elevator levels music.
I wish that was elevator music in real life.
Yeah, that would be awesome. The best music, though, was actually music to a level that I didn't get to, the very last level.
What's that, level 8, I think, maybe?
Yeah. That is the best music.
The whole game had really good music. I like the music in the game a lot. And the sound effects were cool. They really fit well.
Yeah, I think music was definitely one of the shining aspects of the game.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Now I feel like one of the shining aspects of this game was actually the cover design.
Yes, we haven't talked about that. It looks like the one guy doesn't have any control over his heavy barrel.
He's just screaming. It looks like he's screaming. Just, I love that like part in like war movies where the guy just like runs out, just shooting relentlessly and into the air. And then the other guy's like grimacing and looks like he may have buck teeth.
Yeah. I don't have it pulled up. I wish I had it pulled up. Hang on.
They both have headbands on, which is essential for an 80s action hero.
If you don't have the headband, then you're nothing.
Yeah, get out of here.
He's got buck teeth and a mustache.
Buck teeth and mustache. So that's awesome. Right. And I'm trying to figure out, at first when I looked at the other guy's gun, I thought that he was shooting I thought that was the sun, but maybe that's just coming from the heavy barrel.
Yeah, that's part of the heavy barrel. That's right.
Okay. And they look like they're in the sky. Is that clouds behind them? Is that smoke? What's going on?
They're flying. Yeah, they're flying.
They're flying?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you put up the other flyer.
I did.
I don't that. One
much
of the
the same thing,
guys.
isn't it?
Well, there's some kind of differences. First of all, one of the guys looks like Michael Jackson, like a big tough Michael Jackson, but in the face and hair, he looks like a beat it Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm looking at it again now. Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like a beat it Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
And the other guy,
Kind of looks
tell
like
if he's-
Crabman.
He kind of does look like Crabman. Crabman with a mullet, and he's either eating something or pulling the pin out of a grenade with his teeth.
Or eating the grenade.
I guess that's another possibility.
Mhm.
I love the Data East has the ammunition you need to fire up your collections.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Did you play the 2-player version?
I did not have an opportunity to play 2-player, so no.
Yeah.
I imagine 2-player is much the same, probably a little bit more fun.
Yeah, I could imagine this game being fun if it was like a cooperative 2-player.
Mm-hmm. I could probably, I couldn't sit through the whole thing by myself, but if I had a second person, we could probably plow through it. I think it'd be fun.
Yeah, that would be fun. Mm-hmm.
So we did a high score challenge for this
Uh-huh.
game. Didn't have a lot of participation this time, but in third place is Baz with 84,600. In second place is Derek Fletchell with 190,100. And then in first place is Matt Daly with 257,400.
Yeah, knocking dude Sean off the throne. He wasn't even in the top 3.
Sean did not even play, apparently.
He's like, well, they're playing that game. I'm not going to play.
Yeah, I'm not playing that game. So congratulations to Matt Daly on your big win here. I don't remember my score, to be honest. I think it was definitely not. I did not break 100,000. So
no, I didn't either. My attempt was to get a good score last night, but we see how that turned out.
Yeah. So I'm assuming 257,400 is a pretty good score.
All right.
There are a couple cheats for this game also.
Yeah.
There's a level select.
Mm-hmm.
Both they involve using the second controller. There's a level select, and then there's a weird, wonky way of continuing the game, which is to use 2 players and then just swap back and forth between controllers. And like says if one player dies, continue as the second player, and second player dies, continue as the first player. So that's a little cheat there.
Sweet.
So do you know how much this game's worth?
It's going on Amazon for in between $5 and $10. So let's average a $7.50.
Okay.
So you think it's worth $7.50?
Pretty reasonable. I think it's worth $7.50.
Yeah,
as much as I feel like we kind of bashed this game for not being bad, but kind of being mediocre in terms of gameplay, I still think it's a lot of fun, and there's definitely a lot of fun to be had for $7.
Yeah, definitely. This is a quick play game too. This is one of those games where you can you got 30 minutes to play. Sit down and play it for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I would say get it if you come across it, especially if you come across it for under $10. I think it's totally worth it.
Yeah. So,
all right, you got any retrofitted trophies?
I do.
Okay, go ahead and start us off.
All right, my first one is called a fiver, and that is use the rifle that shoots 5 bullets and kill 5 enemies at one shot.
Nice, one shot. I don't. Yeah, that'd be tricky.
Mm-hmm. So, go ahead with yours.
Okay. My first one is called Aw Node. To get Aw Node, you have to assemble the heavy barrel.
Nice. My second one is Team America, and that is beat the king because you're beating terrorists.
Okay, I like it. My next one is called Pocket Full of Keys, and that is collect keys but never open any chests.
Nice. My next one is you can't touch this, and that is get the force field, whatever it is.
Okay. Mine is Pyromaniac, and that is destroy a tank or helicopter with the flamethrower.
Nice. I like it. I'm out.
Yeah, I'm out too.
All right.
All
Let's
right.
get trophies. Now, how are we going to rate this game?
That is a good question.
Could we? Have we ever done a?
Type of gun.
We could do type of gun.
Okay. I don't think we've ever done type of gun. Let's do type of gun.
Okay. Um. Let's see. I'm going to give this one a 22 rifle. And it's a lot of fun to shoot. It's cheap ammo, cheaper ammo than other guns. But the practicality, if you're willing to like, it's maybe not the most practical. I don't know where I'm going with
For
that.
what? For killing things?
Maybe killing stuff, killing anything anything larger than a rabbit.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. 22s can kill. I mean, I feel like this is turning bad, so I'm just gonna stop talking.
That's fair enough. I'm going to go with a 9mm handgun.
Okay.
And that's just because it's just kind of a run-of-the-mill gun. There's lots of them. It's common. That's kind of how this game is to me. It's just kind of your run-of-the-mill common gun. Although the ammo for it's not that common anymore these days.
Yeah.
It's not as common as some would like. But so maybe that's not a good one. But that's what I'm going to go with.
Telling you, and call me a conspiracy theorist or whatever, but I think gun makers and ammo makers love a Democratic president.
Oh yeah, they make a killing.
Yeah,
if I think
you get a Democrat in office, then they're going to make a ton of money
because everybody's always afraid they're going to be taken away, so they're just going to buy it all up.
Yep. Anyway, we're not going to go into the political field, but
no, because we're also in the gun belt capital of the world.
Yeah. So, all right.
Got any feedback?
Ooh, yeah. Get that pulled up here. So, starting us off here is Aaron Hickman with best cover ever. This game was fun, but not quite as good as Guerrilla War.
I would agree with that. I think Guerrilla War is a little bit better.
Matt Daly said, awesome. I've actually been playing it lately. I love these run and gun games, and I think this is a decent arcade port. I do think the guy's legs look silly when he runs left and right. Like he doesn't have knees. It's creepy. Yeah, he is a little straight-legged. Joel Dodson said didn't play NES version much, but I dropped many quarters in the arcade version. Daniel Walker said, I must confess I've never heard of it, but the cover makes it look like a pretty sweet game. That is true. If you're in the 80s and you're looking for a game to buy, this is going to catch your eye.
Mm-hmm.
Luke Blanchard team. Jason Lindsay said, awesome game. I have it. Bob Custodio, who won our American Gladiators game, said, decent shooter. I think Commando and Ikari warriors with horizontal action as well, and the weapons are fun. On the other hand, the music is terrible, and the AI is very, very stupid. Yeah, we're going to have to disagree with you on that one, Bob.
I think I agree with the AI, but the music, I don't disagree.
Right. Yeah. Rick Habib said, playing this right now for the first time. Sweet. Jason Lindsay said, once you finally get the heavy barrel put together, then fun begins. That is true.
Mm-hmm.
Joel Dodson said, thing that got me on the arcade version was the twist 8-way joystick. I think Ikari Warriors Arcade had it as well, but not positive. Peter Guzman said the guy in blue seems to me that he can't handle that gun. And Daniel Walker put up a picture that's pretty hilarious looking. Looks like Weird Al holding a big gun.
Yeah, go to our Facebook group, check that out.
Yeah. Derek Fletchell said this game is really fun. Reminds me of a mix of Jackal and top-down levels of Super C. It did feel like a Data East game, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Had to be one of their best.
Mhm.
Dan, I'm going to butcher your last name, Biscaglia. Man, this game is popping up all over the place for me lately. Some random YouTube channel I've been subscribed to forever just did a Let's Play, and YouTube told me about it this morning via email. Work ends at 3:55 p.m., right? Checks email and sneaks in the game room.
Hey, do you think Jim Elliott? I'm feeling a little Jim Elliott conspiracy theory here. Like he's been telling everybody that they need to review this game,
Ooh,
and so
maybe.
that's why it's popping up all over Dan's thing.
Maybe. And Dan came back up with LOL, so I couldn't find my copy of Heavy Barrel, so I decided to put in Thundercade since I thought I remembered it being similar. Won't ever do that again.
That's funny.
Greg Polander says, never played this back in the day, but I checked it out a few years ago. I think this is a port of an arcade game. It's not bad, but I prefer similar themed games like Ikari Warriors, Guerrilla War, and Commando to this. Clayton South, who's still been running those epic guess the game at
Marathons
like
Friday night and at like 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah, like 1:00 in the morning. So I never can participate.
Yeah,
I think he's like in a different time zone. So it's not as late for
Canada.
him.
So
Yeah.
Canada, it's always daytime there, right?
Oh yeah, that's right. I don't think they sleep in Canada, but so yeah. But anyway, he says, good game. I first played it in the arcade in the 80s and enjoyed the mechanics and gameplay. It felt like an extension of Frontline for the Atari 2600. And Mike Campana rounds us out with, I have the arcade version as well as NES. Ooh yeah, baby. Arcade is fun. NES is okay. Is he saying that he has the arcade?
No, he's saying he has the arcade version on his Ouya. OUYA is a game console, basically an emulator. And then he doesn't say arcade is fun, NES is okay. He says arcade is fun, NES is okay.
Sorry, I made that quick because I wanted to ask if he actually had the arcade version. But
yeah,
anyway.
Right now we have iTunes feedback and voicemails, and I can't get either of them to work right now, so we'll have to do those again next time.
All right.
So everybody needs to go check out the Retro Junkies over at theretrojunkies.com. It is it's good. We're on there, as well as a smattering of other mostly game by game podcasts, but there's also random game podcasts, there's toy podcasts,
I think there's going to be
movies.
A wrestling podcast.
Yeah, there might be a wrestling one soon. There's movies. They got a movies one. So lots of anything you want, it's on there. Mm-hmm. All right. You want to give away our 2 copies of Heavy Barrel?
Sure.
Can I get another weed whacker cat purr drum roll doorbell, please?
Ding.
Okay. Thank you. Greg Polander and Matt Daly.
Nice.
Each of you get a copy of Heavy Barrel if you want it. Again, we can sign it or we can just send it to you. You need to send us your address to dudejustin@nesdudes.com or dudemichael@nesdudes.com.
Do you remember back in the day when everything used to be about, and I'm not saying that they need to do this, but everything used to be about send a self-addressed stamped envelope? It seems like I used to hear that like all the time, and I never hear that anymore.
Yeah.
All you need to do is send a self-addressed stamped envelope to.
Now I get tons of prepaid postage asking me for credit cards and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. You want to tell them where they can find us?
You can find us on social media, of course, Facebook, Twitter, all the fancy smancy social media stuff. You can find us on our website, which go there, check out the articles. You can find every pod we've done since day one. as well as some guest articles by other people. And that'll be nesdudes.com, then 10dudes.com, or 2dudesnns.com. And of course, we love to play your voicemails. You can call us via the number, Michael?
775-773-8761 or 775-7-retro-1.
Sweet. All right.
And you can find us also on Stitcher and iTunes.
Okay, yeah.
Yep. So, okay, that's it.
All right. Sweetness.
Here comes music for next week, or next 2 weeks from now. Oh, it's so lovely.
What?
The music. The music is
Oh.
just so lovely. All right.
So what is the next game?
I don't know yet.